This is Damon Stevens. Today is May 17th, 2021, and this is your daily stock update. And just wondering out there, did you get in the inside scoop on today's movement? If you haven't subscribed to our channel, definitely subscribe to our channel so you can continue to get these updates. You can look at here that the Dow Jones was down 0.16%, the NASDAQ was down 0.38%, and the S&P 500 was down 0.25, which pretty much means just everything hung right inside the current direction, that there wasn't really a clear direction for the bulls or bears. It was a very difficult day for trading. I stayed out most of the day just because, you know, trading a dollar doesn't interest me much. So I mostly just kind of stayed out of the market, observed a lot, took a couple scalp trades, but that was pretty much it. And you can see from the heat map here, there was really kind of a mixed area. You can see, you know, the major tech companies here, you know, were down a little bit, but you can see like Google and Amazon were up, and Tesla was down. So it's really mixed. Energy was really strong. So XOM is one on one side. I'm going to watch for tomorrow and throughout the rest of this week to see if there's going to be a big bump there or not. So we'll see. But if tech and all these others rally, then energy may calm down a little bit. So we'll see what happens this week. But you know, overall, it was just kind of a mixed day on the market. So we'll see what it brings tomorrow. Our main watchers this morning after the open was SNMP and ARPO. BTU. I looked at a couple others, but we'll cover a couple of those just so you can kind of see how they traded today. And if you took advantage of them, then congratulations. But again, it was a tough trade. It was really a scalper's day is all. As far as earnings, we are in another earnings week, and you can see, okay, Monday's pretty much passed. The one I really kind of looked at was maybe Hostess, but I didn't really spend a lot of time just because the market was so flat, really kind of digging into earnings. But I will tomorrow. Tomorrow, really the middle of the week is going to be a great week. Tomorrow we have Walmart in the morning, Home Depot, and Badu, and Macy's. So I'm going to be watching those in the morning, and then at the end of close, which I really like, I'm going to be looking at Trip.com, maybe a couple others just to see what pops up on the scanner, but maybe the Container Store. But that's pretty much it. I mean, mostly in the morning, see if there's any gap up or down that I can take advantage of. And then Wednesday, JD, Target, Lowe's, TJ Maxx, kind of see what retail's doing. So that'll give me a good idea as well as towards the end. So you see there's a pretty good week. Lots of smaller, not as large companies as like the FANG stocks, but some good sized companies to be looking at this week. So could provide some good scalping day trade or bargain hunting movement here. But let's go back real quick. I just want to go back again to the market here. So, and we'll get into more detail and we'll get into the individuals, but just want to talk about, you know, overall it's flat today. We are still in a bullish direction. So tomorrow, you know, they call it turnaround Tuesday, what I've heard it referred to, and sometimes the market does change, but with today being flat, not quite sure what tomorrow's going to be, whether it's going to be an up day or down day, but we'll get into more detail as we get through the rest of the updates. So the other thing is earnings. You can see we're at a 78% rate, so it came down 1%. We're still beating 1557 over 432. So earnings are still really good. So let's talk about a couple of the stocks that were on the scanner this morning. So SNMP was one of the ones that popped up. You can see right from the get-go, it kind of popped up, settled down, and really there's an entry. The best entry is probably right here, but if you caught the bottom end, you can see that it didn't cross. It crossed under the 5, but not the 10. You could have really caught it here. I did not. That was really the best opportunity the entire day. But also above the low of the day was the other opportunity to get in for a little scalp. But it didn't really move a lot. After I got through this one, I was pretty much going to hold off for most of the day until I could see a bigger movement, but there wasn't much. You see that after, hit 146, it kind of dipped down, pretty much was down the rest of the day and closed out lower. Am I going to watch tomorrow? Maybe not. Not on this one. I'll look at some others, but there was a trade on here, especially in the first thing in the morning. If you grab that, congratulations, it's great. Another one on the radar was the ARPO. And this one, you can see that, again, if you caught it on the morning, if you're able to catch this, it was great. It climbed up. If you caught in, take profit, it would be around this range here, right around the VWAP, around the volume weighted average price here, right here. And then, of course, towards the top as well. It topped out, 190. Dipped back down. There's another entry. You could have caught here possibly, but, it came down to 20. Below the 10 and hit the 20 and found support, which is typical. And you see you have a nice long bar here and here. So that really is a good reversal pattern right here. So a good entry would have been right here, right up to 187. Get out, and then you can see this full on retracement, almost down back to the original open. But then it was just kind of choppy. You could have got in here. I didn't. But you could have got in here and scalped a little bit more for the day if you really were after. But it's only give you like maybe 15 cents. So not definitely not worth it for me. But if you did, then great. Hopefully that benefited you. If not, maybe tomorrow will bring some other opportunities. So the dollar index. So if you look at the dollar index today, it was down. So you can see that we kind of almost breached right below the last support back here in February. So could the dollar keep going down? It could. And if it does, then we're probably going to see more of an update tomorrow and possibly throughout the week as long as the dollar stays down. The other piece of that too, for helping us to have a nice rally and possibly up to the highs or something close to it, is the VIX. So you can see the VIX kind of it's right now sitting a little bit flat right at 19.7, but it's under the 20. So that's good. That's good for the bulls. So we'll see if that holds tomorrow. You can see that's right on the 50 and the 20. So if it bounces, we could possibly see a decline tomorrow. May go down, fill a gap that we'll be talking about a little bit later. But if it does break down, then it could possibly come back down and retest this low from yesterday, or even head down south further. But there's a lot of support right here. So it'd have to go through all the support to kind of come down and maybe settle around 15.6. But I don't think it'll make it there, but it's possible. But I think it's going to more likely be maybe a choppy day tomorrow. But we'll see. S&P 500. So you can see that the S&P 500 just closed up again, closed at negative 0.25. So you can see it's just right here. I mean, you can't hardly see but it's right kind of in this little grouping of the 5 and the 10 and the 20 moving average here. And here's that gap below that I was mentioning earlier that we need to fill. So it could be that the market could come down tomorrow, fill this gap, bounce up and head north. It could fill a gap and head south. So we'll just see. It might not even fill a gap. It could just kind of gap up tomorrow and just head on towards the highs. But my guess is probably it may hit 418 overnight and bounce down. We'll see. But my guess is we're going to probably be in a tight range tomorrow, possibly the range of this candle right here, especially since that's where we were today. So we'll see what happens. But just to give you some ideas as far as levels, and this would be around 411 up to 417 would be the range on that. Triple Qs, so NASDAQ. You see again, it was like really tight range again today as well. It did close barely above the 5, but it's still below the 20 and the 50. So just something to be aware of. And the semiconductors, you can see that it closed positive as well, but it's still under the 5. So just something to be aware of, that it is below that 5. So it could pop back down if there's not a lot of support tomorrow. If not, it's going to continue to head up towards this 100 moving average and try to break back up on the north side. IWM, so the Russell, you can see that it closed up positive. It's above the 5, above the 10, and just barely below that 20. You see that it was there yesterday as well. So just kind of hovering under that 20, trying to break out above there. If we can break about there, then we can start to climb higher again. And that would be good for semiconductor space. Financials. So financials, you can see, came up, hit resistance here around 38, bounced down, found support on the 20, bounced back up, found support on the 5, and didn't break through here, And again today, try to break through again. It's still above the 5. Didn't break. It didn't get through though. So it's either going to try to break through or it might pull back again, possibly down to the 20 and try to break out again if it can't find that momentum it needs tomorrow. So gold, you can see gold found this top here at 1870. So it's trying to break through that. If it break through that, we can start to head up, more towards 1900. But we'll see what happens. But right now, it's still very bullish. It's above the 5, a little extended, but looking good. Silver, same thing. You can see that it's that we have a nice strong build here, but got a little bit of a doji here. So hopefully that doesn't remain or gives us some more direction up north. If it does, then we should be heading towards 29. Bitcoin, you see the pullback here that Bitcoin's had, but we have a nice doji here, which is a reversal possibly. You can see this candle almost climbed to the top of this candle. As soon as it gets to the top here, this could be a very bullish move to head back north. So we'll see if it does. If it gets above 46,000, they can start to climb up, back towards this 48, 49,000, and then up to 51, 52, and further north. So it's good that we're seeing some strength in it. You can see the volume coming in as well. It's not real strong, a little bit below average today, but at least we're moving in the right direction. Ethereum, same thing. You see the very thin doji here, and then you see the candle climbing up this breakdown candle. So we'll see what happens. We're above the 5, so it's a positive start. Doge, you can see Doge is kind of in this little channel here, so it's just kind of consolidating. It hasn't found movement much. You can see it's above the 50, so that's good. That's positive. That keeps the bulls in play. So we'll see what happens there, but definitely in Doge, still watching for Doge to break out. Also looking for a breakdown. If it's a breakdown, it's possibly going to go back down to this 30, 38, 39 level. So if it does, we'll try to get out of it here. But if it can break north, should be try to head back up towards 60. All right, so Tesla. So Tesla's, still down below all the moving averages. It did get above the 200, which is critical if it wants to move towards more of a bullish market. We'll see. I mean, it looks like right now, after hours, it's down below it. So if it's below it, we'll see how tomorrow opens. With it below it, it could possibly break down and start to head down towards 540 or maybe in 510. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, as far as it looks like right now, it is still bearish. I meant to say, and it's possibly going to head north or south here. And it might bounces off this 5. It might bounce back down and go below the 200 and stay there. So we'll see over the next few days if it does. We talked about the breakdown levels. If we can break above 600, then we can talk about it going north. So Disney popped up on the radar on the scanners. It looks like tomorrow is a really good day to watch this. I'm going to be catching this right in the morning because you can see kind of how it's come down, consolidated, dropped down a little bit lower as well, down to this 168 level, and then starting to come back, crawl back up. And you can see that it got back over the 50. And here you got the 100, the 200 here, and you can see this important level right at 170. So if we can break 170, I'll be in that trade tomorrow. If it doesn't and it pulls back down the 50, or if it just kind of flat, then I might just stay out and wait another day. So we'll see how tomorrow's price action works. AMC after hours really had a good pop. It had some news and just popped right up there. It's still got to get above this 1450, so I'm going to be watching that in the morning as well. This is my other one to watch to see if we can get above that and start to break out again. It could possibly pull back here and find support again around 13 or 12, but we'll see if it can get support here and just continue to break out. Home Depot's reporting tomorrow, so we'll be watching that as well. I mean, there was a good opportunity today if you caught it, where it bottomed out from 324 at 315 and then popped back up to 320. So, a good run here if you were able to catch that bottom, or even somewhere in the middle where you got some little consolidation that happened here, between 10:30 and 11. So we'll watch this. You can see it's consolidating right now as well, trying to build some strength to make it pop up. This is the direction so far, going north. So we'll see if it can do that after the earnings report. So we'll see what that comes out, which will be here shortly. And then Baidu is another one that's out. You can see that it did come down, it had to settle down here around 178, it's climbed its way back up, hit a peak at 191, and it pulled back, hit the 50, and it's kind of consolidated for a while, and now it's breaking back up again today. So that's looking good. It's over the 200 now, above all the moving averages, and so it's going to be trying to shoot back up to this 190, 192 level. So we'll see if we can get there. It's not a long-term trade right now, at least for me, but we'll see if we can grab some of this tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and again, subscribe to our channel so you can get the updates, and be safe trading out there right now. It's a volatile market, so just be careful.